John Wick Chapter 2 sees Keanu Reeves return into the role that brought him critical acclaim in 2014's John Wick. Now, this film is badass, it's totally brilliant, it's a brilliant sequel. It's the film that I was hoping they would make after seeing the first John Wick, and I absolutely love it. I'm not going to spoil too much because weirdly enough and mercifully enough, the trailer doesn't actually give too much away in the film. You know, he's brought back into this world again for some reason. This time, it's not because something personal has happened to him, or he's out for revenge. He's brought back. He's forced to do something, which he doesn't want to do, but he has to. So he's back in that respect. And when he saw the first John Wick film, all the stuff involving the Continental Hotel and all this mysterious world that the assassins are in, you wanted to see more of that. You wanted, it was just like the tip of the iceberg in the first John Wick, and you wanted them to expand on that mythology, on that world that they've built in the first one. And in this one, they expand it really well. I really like everything in this film. Ian McShane is back as Winston, the manager of the New York Continental. It also shows John Wick travels to Rome, and it also shows the Continental in Rome, and there's some good scenes in that. John Williams, I can't pronounce his name. Yeah, that guy. He's back for a brief scene. The film starts off with some really great action scenes, a really great car chase. It's the start of the film is tying up a loose end from the first film, which I totally forgot about, but it does it well, and I really enjoyed it. Once that loose end's tied up, it's like he's out for good, and then obviously he's forced back in. The action in this is fantastic. This film is longer than the first John Wick because all the delving into the Continental assassin mythology a lot more, and I really enjoyed all that. It's all interesting and everything. The action is brilliant, so it doesn't let you down on that. You can tell that the director was a stuntman before he was a director. It's beautifully directed. The colours in this film are so rich and vibrant. There's a concert scene where in some like Roman ruins or something in Rome, and the colours in the scene are just fantastic. I really love the way it's being directed. I hope the director goes on to other things, does more things, maybe a Batman film. Why not? I could see the guy doing a Batman film. They're looking for a director. I think he'd be a perfect choice for a low budget Batman film. One of my not a main problem, but a slight problem I had with the first film was that it took everyone out really easily. It showed John Wick for the badass that he is, but he didn't really meet an adversary that was like his equal that he could take on. In this one, he does actually have one in the Common plays him, and he's really good in this. He's got a few fight scenes with John Wick which are totally badass. Absolutely love those fight scenes. They're absolutely brutal. John Wick's going toe to toe with someone finally. And yeah, they're fantastic. He's got a dog in this one, and thankfully it doesn't die. If it had died, I don't think I could have took anymore, his dog. But yeah, he's got another dog. That's my one spoiler. He doesn't die. But yeah, my one complaint about this film is wasn't too keen on the villain. It was okay, but it was kind of boring and cookie cutter as well. It was a typical like cowardly type villain. He's got a second in command played by Ruby Rose, I think she's called. She's okay. She's alright. I didn't mind her. Apart from some of the faces that she pulls, but there's a reason why she's pulling faces, which you'll see when you watch the film. But yeah, apart from that, the film makes me want to explore John Wick's world more, you know, which the first one did. It wanted me to, it left me wanting more of John Wick, and thankfully I've got more with this sequel. And now this sequel is leaving me wanting more again. So I really do hope they do a third John Wick, because it kind of leaves you wanting more. You kind of want to know where the story's going to go from here. But yeah, like I said, the cinematography is beautiful. The score is fantastic. I really like the score. And it's just totally badass. Keanu Reeves is fantastic again in this movie. You know, I've always liked Keanu Reeves. You know, he gets a bad rep, you know, for his acting. You know, and I've been guilty of that sometimes. You know, with his performance in Bram Stoker's Dracula and things like that. But you know, I've always been a fan of Keanu. I've always loved like Speed and Point Break, The Matrix. Now the John Wick films. I actually didn't mind the Constantine film that he did. I did like that, even though he was completely wrong for the role. I did enjoy his performance in that, and yeah, in this one, he's absolutely brilliant. And I hope they make more John Wicks. I'd love to see, you know, a trilogy or, you know, a franchise just keep going, because this guy seems ageless. He just, you know, everything is in camera again, like the first one. All the fight scenes, you get to see everything. You see Keanu Reeves' face in these fight scenes, just as the original one. So you know that he's doing like 95% of these stunts. It's like the guy's ageless, you know. He's like, he must be in his 50s now, and he's doing all this stunt work on all these fight scenes. And you know, if you don't believe any of that, just check out the way he's training. Check out the video on YouTube. You know, he's like his training video for the first film, where he's, you know, his gun training and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. It'll blow your mind. And I fucking love this movie. Not quite as good as the first, or is it? I think I might need to see it a couple more times to make that, but at this moment in time, it's not quite as good as the first. I think I liked the personal reason why he was going on the revenge mission and everything, whereas in this he's just forced into it, which is still a cool thing. But yeah, Lawrence Fishburne's in this, so it's a Matrix reunion, and he's only in a few brief scenes, but I did like his performance in this. Really, really good, yeah. I'd like to see more of Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, you know, it's just, I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give this movie a rating of A. Let me know down below, guys, what do you think of John Wick Chapter 2? Are you looking forward to a John Wick Chapter 3, you know? What's your favourite moment of this film? What are your thoughts on Keanu Reeves as an actor? Like and share my channel, guys, and remember, stay heroic.